Okay, lawn fans, you ready? So let's talk about the yard and kind of mid-spring right now. Lawn looks good, probably on video, but I got a few issues out here with it. I got some Pythium blight fungus on it. I've got dollar spot on it, and over here I had ring fungus in that area, and it's starting to fill back in. The yard is really taken off this week. We had some rain come in. Fertilizers I put out on it, again, I'm using a 1648 and a 1704 mixed together. And so the 1704 has a good amount of sulfur in it, which is what my soil needs. So it's really pushed hard this week. A lot of sunshine, rain mixed in. I'm pretty happy with it, but I got to deal with these funguses that are out here. Now, what I do is I mix a couple different products, propensical and azoxystrobin. And those are two different products, two different fungicides, and I rotate those in and out on a general basis. But I'm gonna throw a chart up here and I'm gonna show you some things that one of my buddies down the road gave me, this chart, and it shows the different groups of fungicides. And these are fungicides that you wanna rotate out. You don't wanna keep using the same fungicide over and over and over, because your lawn, your grass will build up a tolerance to that. And so it's best to rotate them out. Kind of keeps their grass on its toes as far as fighting the funguses off. Now, you really can't tell out here this morning, and well, it's afternoon now, but in the mornings you can see the Pythium blight, and it looks kind of like the inside of the stuffing on a teddy bear or something. It looks like somebody stretched it out across your yard. And so I've had that on here in this dollar spot. I put out the ZX on it, let's see, 2 days ago. And earlier I'd been doing a preventative maintenance on it, and I sprayed out Spectricides, Immunox. But things happen, you get different traffic on your grass. People may have walked through something that has fungus on it and brings it into your yard. The temperature changing from being a warm day, cool nights, warm days, things like that. That can create a good environment or a bad environment for fungus to start growing in your yard. You get different types of fungus. So if you start to notice areas in your yard, let's see if I can show you, like this here, and again, you can't see the Pythium out here, and I've got some other spots to show you. Don't think this is anything you have done wrong. You can't prevent fungus 100%. You can do some different type of maintenance on your yard to be preventative with it, but it's nothing that you can say, hey, I'm gonna eliminate it totally. It's gonna come in, it's gonna happen. Now over here in this area, I'm gonna show you a couple spots through here. I had a problem with Poa this year, bad problem with it, and I applied some Roundup a little too late to some spots. This is one spot it's gonna fill back in, but it's still holding out a little bit. I got some runners coming in right there. This is one that's already filled in, and it'll be completely filled in another week or two. Let me show you over here. Had a bad Poa problem. My neighbor had a bunch of his seeds, he's not a yard guy, a bunch of his weed seeds blowing over here. I used a generic type of, what was that, annual ryegrass out here, and it was loaded with Poa seeds. This whole yard was covered right here in the spot. I just blanket sprayed Roundup on it and killed everything off. And look at it already coming back with this Bermuda. It is so hard to kill Bermuda off, and that's to show what you can do. Now, all of this in the next couple of weeks, this will all be filled in and it'll look good. Now, a couple things that I do right now, I put out a moisture manager on my lawn. I'm gonna give you the name of it. I don't like promoting products. I don't get anything to do any of that, but it's Hydrotane. You water your yard, you apply the Hydrotane, and then you water it again. Don't put it on a dry lawn, and don't spray it and leave it. You have to put it on a wet yard, and you have to water it in. Why did I do it this time of year? It's not in the 90s yet, because I'm getting my yard ready. I'm making sure that there's no stress on this, that the roots are growing deep down into the ground. That's what we want, deep roots. And that way, when it does have the stress of summer, it'll be able to manage that heat and the dry conditions a lot better with deeper roots. So I start training it right now, getting it ready right now for those conditions. Let's see here. Right now is your time to cut. Make sure that you have a sharp blade on your mower. If you're using a real mower, make sure that your blades on the reel are sharp. And you want to cut this thing consistently to train it. You're wanting to train it to grow low and become thick. You don't want it growing up high. Bermuda's meant to be an inch or lower. Some people keep it at 1.5 inches. But so cut it. Make sure your blade is sharp and keep it low. Train it to grow sideways. Now right now I'm looking at this morning when I was cutting it, and I'm starting to have seed heads already popping up at the beginning of May. My problem with that is that I can't put on some type of growth regulator right now because my lawn has disease on it and I don't want to slow the growth down. I'm going to kill off the fungus, get the grass to grow back up through and get it to be full. If I put a growth regulator on it, it's going to slow that growth down. It does me no good. The lawn's not going to look good. So it kind of sucks right now. Weed seeds are popping up. My yard's going to have kind of a white haze on it because of those weed seeds. I can't put a growth regulator on it. I got T-Nex that I use. So it is what it is right now. I'll just have to continuously keep it cut and deal with the yard and the fungus until all this fungus grows out of it. Beyond that, I can't think of anything else much more to keep you guys watching. So, Bermuda Brian, out.